Hello, Los Angeles. Here is Pascal Vicedomini from Roma for Los Angeles, Italia, the annual festival, the 17th edition, which brings a big part of the Italian cinema abroad, especially in Hollywood, where it's taking place since last Sunday, the LA Italia Festival. It's a really a wonderful event. We started last Sunday, and on Monday we had the Oscar-nominated director Paolo Sorrentino attending with a full theater of people watching the movie, and after listening to the Q&A that Paolo Sorrentino gave us, and of course he received an award. Yesterday was the time of the other two Italian candidates, Mr. Enrico Casarosa, wonderful director for the animation Luca, produced by Pixar Disney, and then the fabulous artist, costume designer Massimo Cantini Parini, who has had this year the second nomination on a row in 2 years. Last year for Pinocchio, this year for Joe Wright's Cyrano. But I'm so happy to show you opening in Los Angeles, in Hollywood. There are last preparation for the Oscar. You can see now what's going on in Hollywood. If Alberto gives me, this is the Hollywood Boulevard, shut it. Then you have the Chinese Theater and the Dolby Theater covered by images. They just put it, everything preparing for the biggest red carpet of the year, the most expected red carpet of the year. This is still a situation very controversial for pandemic, but there is even more tragedy around the world, the Ukrainian war, and what's gonna happen tomorrow? Is gonna be President Zelensky shown from his country saying a desperate statement to look for peace, or what's going on? Are they gonna accept his attendance? I don't know, but we know that this is Hollywood, this is the capital of cinema, this is a place where the American dream in cinema is actually on. And I want to go back live with a wonderful maestro of the global cinema, my dear friend Lee Daniels. Welcome, Lee.
Hello, Pascal. How are you, my friend, my brother?
Oh, I am so honored to be with you, my friend. It was a blast when I first met you for Precious, where you had an amazing nomination for your movie, and Mariah was phenomenal, and also the actress was fantastic. We had the privilege to campaign for you in Capri. Mariah Carey attended it. She deserved definitely a nomination. She couldn't make it, but then you did even more better, an amazing movie, The Butler, which was not respected as well as it deserved, but you are definitely a great maestro, and I'm always very happy to talk with you, because you know, there are people that makes one movie and disappear. Then there are people like you that when makes a movie is always very well thought, and then you have a future. I'm sure that we'll be hearing for your name in the next 30 years at least. So how does it feel the day before the Oscar? What's the feeling? You know very well this feeling.
So much. We shouldn't spend much time alone. I've been trying to get to Italy, but something comes up every time. Either I'm working or something. I love your festival and everything that you represent. What was your question?
I say, how is the feeling when you are the day before the Oscar?
You know, you have friends that are nominated, so you're nervous because you're really rooting for your friends, because you know what that feeling is like. Eric. So yeah, just nervous for my friend.
But normally, I mean, your actress was nominated. No, I remember, for Precious.
Yes, for Precious, for Monsters Ball, for Billie Holiday, my most recent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah.
it's in some way you were part of the Oscar. I mean, maybe they didn't nominate you as a best director yet. I hope that they're gonna make it soon. But still,
No.
you gave the opportunity to many talents to make it.
I nominated 1, 2, three times. I was nominated as a first. I was the second African American director nominated for Precious. Precious was nominated for a film. We won. I was responsible for the first black man winning the directing award, the writing award for the Oscars. Uh, I was responsible for the first black woman winning the Oscar, Halle Berry, and yeah, and then I was nominated for I was nominated. I was the second black director nominated. So I'm for Precious. I'm really.
Yes. So and it's I mean it's something that when you are nominated, what's the feeling?
You don't really appreciate it until it's over with. It's a lot of work. You're excited, you're exhilarated, but it's a grueling press grind that you have to do. There's a lot of work that needs to be done so, and then the party stops. Tomorrow after the winter is, it's back to normal. And you say, wait a minute, the party's over with?
Yeah, I mean, actually, tomorrow, when the dream of the Oscar will end up, we will be back with our contemporary problems. I mean, there is a war going on around the globe. There is still the pandemic, not only for America, for Europe, but for the African countries, and I mean all over the world. So this is a very weird situation. What's your feeling, Lee?
I think that we're in dark time. I think that it's time to find a spiritual situation. If you have it, you need to find it because we're in some very dark times. And just when you thought we were okay with COVID, where there was a light at the end of the tunnel, this war comes. And I think that we're going to be okay, but I think that we're in some dark times that we need to really find a higher being, find that higher being, because it's out of our control. There's nothing that we can do, you know.
Yes, it's anyway terrible situation. There is a big discussion now in Hollywood if it's proper to have President Zelensky appear on television or it's not. What's your opinion about it?
He needs to go on television. He needs to. He needs to. Nothing would. That would be the highlight of. That would be the highlight of the show. Forget about the winners. Forget about who's nominated, who's wearing what. There is a war going on, and it's going to affect every single person on this planet. And that man needs to. The world needs to understand the severity of what's happening in the world. Not be worried about who's going to win and who's wearing what.
This is a very wise thought. I totally underline what you say. And Lee, I mean, it's gonna be different Oscar night tomorrow, eh?
I don't know. I'm gonna, because of COVID. I'm too afraid to even go to the parties. I've invited to several parties are just deciding at the Oscars, and I'm just because I'm older now. I'm just nervous to go out. But apparently, the parties are on. Everybody's having a good time. All it's all good. I'm excited that there's the first African American producer, second African American producer, Will Packer is producing the Oscars. I think it's going to be a fun show. I think we got some great hosts, and I think it's going to be a party.
So,
But I think you bring up a very valid point, Pascal. It's really important that we not take our eye off the ball of war. And I pray, this is my first time hearing it. I didn't know that Zelensky was even going to be, there was even a conversation about him coming on. But I think that would make me happy. Uh, I think it would make the world happy to know that we are not in the clouds about what is happening on the ground.
yes, absolutely. It's very important to don't forget what's going on. It's very important. So, Lee, in which way you think the cinema will be affected by this new drama worldwide?
I think for COVID, I think that people are back, at least in America here, people are back in the theaters. I think that we are, there are no masks, even though I wear them. No mask mandate, except when you're flying and such. And in the theaters, I think that you don't have to wear a mask. Do you have to wear a mask? I don't think you have to wear a mask. So I think that we're full split. People are in the movies now, and so, but I think that between the streamers and between the COVID of it all, it definitely affected cinema and going to the film. Um, it certainly affected Billie Holiday, and but I think that I think we're going back, man, back to normal, even with the war. And look, also, we also need an escape. It's so dark right now. Now is the time for creators to create so that we can escape this dark space that we're in, Pascal.
Yes, Lee, you underline the fact that for the second time ever, an African American producer will produce the Oscar. I am so happy about that. And do you think that the process of respecting diversity is really producing the results that you all are be working for?
I think that we have come a very long way. I mean, when I think of my first movie being responsible for Halle Berry winning the Academy Award, the first black actress to win. It's almost 20 years ago, yesterday. And who would have thunk that that was 20 years ago? And just 13 years ago, I was responsible for the first black writer winning an Academy Award. So, I think that until we have people of color running the studios, meaning at the top of the studios, meaning that there's a black person or an Asian person or a Latino person that's in charge of Paramount, that's literally in charge of Paramount, that's literally in charge of Sony, that's literally in charge of Disney. Until you have people of color at the very, very top that really understand the the, the black experience, I don't think that there will be major change, because the people that are at top don't understand that you have to put hot sauce on fried chicken, which is a black term. You got to understand what you're eating to eat it.
I see. I mean, I'm really thinking that
I hope I hope that translated well. Did that make sense to you?
no, makes very well. I understand. I totally understand, and I really am happy over your statements because it means a lot to understand the psychology of this special moment, which is very important for us, for all of us to. To look after what type of approach we have to have with the future of the humanity. For so many years, we have been forgetting to spread out respect to every gender, every cultural difference, and now we finally trying to really have some attention on every single human being.
Yes. And listen, Pascal, I believe that this is specifically, an issue in America when I come to Europe, and that's why so many African Americans come to Europe. They're embraced in Rome. They're embraced in Paris. They're embraced in London. You don't have that same situation with so much hatred that you have here, which is wonderful. One of the reasons why I love what you've done with the festival. You are colorblind when it comes to cinema. You genuinely there isn't a filter, a black-white filter, like there is here in America. You celebrate all artists, which is frankly unusual because that's not the case here. We've had to fight for that here in America.
So I'm so glad that finally the Academy gave a Governor Award to Samuel Jackson, one of my heroes. I had the privilege to have him in both in Ischia, in
Yes,
Capri, and also in
he
Los
loved,
Angeles.
he and Latanya love you.
I know, I love Samuel Jackson and Latanya Richardson, who is his amazing wife, but on the top, she's a wonderful actress as well, and I love her daughter Zoe, who actually loves so much Italy. They annually come to Europe, to Italy for their holidays. They used to go on a boat with Magic Johnson, with Clive Davis, and they always stop in Positano Bay, Sorrento, Capri, Amalfi. They come to Ischia, to my festival, where you actually have been twice. I hope that this summer, July 10, 17, you can make it. We can show the Billie Holiday movie that last year you did, wonderful. And there is no better place than the Ischia Global Film and Music Festival to show the Billie Holiday movie. So I remember when you first had the idea of Billie Holiday and movie, and you were talking to me, and then when I saw it, it happened with the producer Tucker Tooley, another friend of us, was really magic. So what are you going on now? What's your next project, Lee?
I'm doing a couple of things. I'm doing a limited series um, on the life of Sammy Davis Jr. It's an
Phenomenal.
8-part series. I'm very, very excited about that. But right now, I'm shooting that in January. But right now, I'm shooting a horror movie, which is very, very exciting. It's a black exorcist. We haven't seen a. I've been scared by these horror movies. You know, I haven't been scared since The Exorcist. So um, I'm doing a. It's not a remake, but it's a story about a child that's possessed, and and you think that it's precious. You think that it's a family drama, and then halfway through you realize, uh-oh, this is a horror movie. Stars Glenn Close and Andra Day, and who else do we? Andra Day, Glenn Close, and Ingenue Ellis. Ingenue is nominated for an Academy Award this year. She's starring in the film. She's Will Smith's wife in the King Richard film. Phenomenal
Yes.
actors. Very excited to have those three powerhouses working with me.
So Lee, do you think that Will Smith will finally hold up the Oscar?
Looks like it. What do you think? What do you think? I think
I
so.
do, I do think, and I think that Will Smith,
Fun
being one of the most beloved actor worldwide, it's always good when somebody like him, which is a symbol of positivity, of talent, of sympathy, of driven, of skills, gets recognized because there are maybe sometimes some underdogs that get nominated, or maybe somebody that are really good but they do not promote the art, cinematic art, towards the old generation. Will Smith is one of that actors who makes the difference from a movie to be successful and to don't be successful. No?
That's true. And sometimes I just think he's been doing it for so many of his other films. I'm just happy that he's getting recognized by these now. Sometimes they're not fair. Sometimes the right winner doesn't win, and it's upsetting. But I think he probably could win.
Yes, absolutely. We all hope, we all cross the fingers. And
Well, I got friends too. He's my good friend, but Denzel's also my very good friend. So
yeah,
really,
Denzel, the Godfather.
I'm nervous for both of them, because I
Yes,
work in
yes.
both.
In
Hey,
Positano,
how about a split decision, both of them winning?
Of course, in Positano, especially in Chef Black restaurant, there is the fan club of for Denzel Washington, where he actually goes every single summer to meet
Yeah.
his family. Russo, the Russo family who owns the restaurant, and even his son is amazing. He's doing
John,
a great career.
John David is doing great, Pascal, but look out for Olivia Washington. Olivia Washington is a female version of her father, and she's serious. She's coming in a whole bunch of movies. Look out for her. And also, how about this? How about Lenny Kravitz's daughter, Zoe, my goddaughter? Zoe Kravitz is starring in Batman right now. I think she's finally owning her internal beauty, her physical beauty is manifesting in the work itself, where it's this trifecta of beauty. Her actor, her physical, her internal is now showing on screen. I'm really excited about I'm excited about working with her now.
I love you so much because you bring exactly the passion I bring in all your conversation. There is no better person to be in contact with than you, because you always approach conversation with a positive sense of life, respect for the other person you are you are really super cool. I'm so happy to be your friend. Lee, last question. I don't want to steal so much time from you. So
Yeah.
we spoke about all the problems that are worldwide. We realized that both that is important. President Zelensky tomorrow is going to be part of the Oscar show. We all want to pray for this crisis. I just read a news that I don't want to even repeat about the scare of President of Japan, who's really thinking about the worst solution that might happen from Russian side. I don't want to even mention that word,
What now?
but
What's
we need.
Tell me, talk to me. This is like people need to know what's
Yeah, you know,
happening.
the I just read on the that the premier Japanese say that it's a real risk that the Russian is going to use nuclear weapon. Can you believe it? We are at this point of dishumanity.
This is the reason why we have to find a spiritual connection to God. You know, if you don't have it, you need it right now, because this is a dark time, and it's out of our control, Pat. Nothing that we can do except pray. That's it.
Thank you so much, Lee Daniels. Thank you so much for your time. I love you, and I hope to
I love.
see you
I'll,
next summer,
I'll,
July 10, 17 in Ischia for enjoying the Billy Holiday movie and talk about a new project in cinema. Ciao.
ciao, baby.
And let's go to the next appointment, guys.